We have made it, folks, to the final 9 of the 2025 PDGA United States Amateur Disc Golf Championship presented by Discraft here at Toboggan, PDGA Major. And a shout out to all of our Patreon supporters, as always. I'm Derek, and we got PJ in the booth, and this commentary is weighed by Marshall Street. If you're looking for something specific, hit them up, they got you. And a shout out to Homewood Suites by Hilton for supporting this coverage right here in Brighton, Michigan. What's going on, PJ?
What's going on is we got a nice battle for first place between Brock and James. Alan waiting in the wings, seeing if he can't put together a really nice back nine to try to catch up. But, you know, this back nine is really volatile. There's a lot of the easiest holes on the course and the hardest holes on the course. So anything can happen. Should be exciting.
That being said, let's jump into hole 10, one of the easier on the track, par 4 uphill at 507. Pretty much just this tree prior to the green that you got to worry about. So you keep something pretty flat, slightly elevated. That looked like an early release.
Yeah, it flips up the way he wanted, just left of his line. Brock putting a move on this, trying to sneak through the branches. And it, ticks him a little bit, but it seemed like it might have been fading out anyway. Oh, Alan with the turn, going under the branches, skipping up.
Sick.
Yeah, that's maybe 40, 45 feet at most. Casual 460 up the hill. Adam, once again, maybe missing the angle a little bit, but not too much of a problem.
I think it's a little low for him again.
Yeah, you do want to be closer than that on this approach. Most people are putting it close to the bullseye like James just did.
Yeah. Kind of in the shoal there for Brock. Just a little touchy approach. Going to find himself the bullseye as well.
Here's Alan for eagle.
Oh, and hits the strong side too. He definitely committed.
Oh, and Adam committed, making that birdie putt from that short approach. But, man, Alan really wanted that eagle. That gains him a stroke on Brock and James if he makes it.
I wanted it for him. It was sick.
Yeah, there was actually only one eagle on hole 10 for the weekend by Landon Sides. So shout out to him.
All right, we're moving on to the 11th 442-foot par 3. Pretty tight off the tee, relatively speaking, and then it opens up. Not really a ton of danger here. Very attackable for these players.
Oh, it starts turning.
Yeah, from this angle, I really thought it was just going to keep turning. And he was going to find himself in the circle pin high.
And that kind of is where he is. just in
not
the
in
tall
the rough,
grass. Yeah. And that's about what you thought James was going to do. In the circle, pin high. Great shot from Brock. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Not the best kick, but he should have some look to get back there. And Adam, with his forehand, filleting the forehand hole. No problem. Alan kind of lets that one leak a little bit. It's still inside of 25 feet. Not too bad. That's a lot of green on that scorecard.
Yeah. Kind of on fire.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, that's a little different from the other misses we've been seeing. Brock, at least that one was high.
Yeah.
Alan ending his birdie streak.
I'm not sure I'd rather see the same miss or a different miss. Because a different miss makes me feel like it's a little inconsistent.
Well, I would say that the high miss after missing low is showing evidence of trying to recalibrate in that instance. So I wouldn't say that it doesn't read inconsistency to me. It reads adjustment. As we go uphill for the 12th, 267-foot par 3. Kind of self-explanatory here. We're on round 3. I think you all get it. Hugging that right side. Hits the branch. Yeah, it gets slapped down.
Yeah, there's going to be a long look for birdie.
Dude, turn. Already kept on edge. Okay.
That's good. That could have turned out pretty bad.
Yeah, because there's actually, you can't see it, but there's like a slope in that wooded area as well.
And that one got way up there. That's inside the circle.
A little sneaky action.
Yeah, he's got a kind of a tough putt, but
this has the moves. Oh, yeah.
That's a nice recovery from the previous hole. I say recovery. He parred the previous hole. It's just when James is out here birdieing everything.
Yeah, right.
Oh my.
And he knew. Started running it down. Let's see that again with a Gatekeeper rewind.
Boom.
Right in the heart of it, too. Great shot. A little air ball from Brock.
A little too awkward there. He's got that tree on his left, and then he's got the low release, which makes Anheuser's really tough.
Mm-hmm. With the branches on his right, so that kind of took the ante out as well.
Yeah. One of those rare moments where maybe if he had a lefty putt, that would have helped.
For sure.
Welcome to the PDGA Masters Disc Golf World Championships from beautiful Flagstaff.
Somehow I just never satisfied with my work, or practice hard enough. I always have questions with myself, so I'm just gonna throw and hope for the best.
Another easy birdie for Owen Scoggins.
You're now a 3-time world champion in Flagstaff, Owen Scoggins.
All right, as we move into the 13th, 526 par 3. Downhill, moving left to right. Gap to hit is in the middle of the flight. We've seen a lot of variety, like I've said before. Whoa. That was
A roller. Maybe on purpose? It's worked before. But
we just haven't seen James throw anything like that yet, so I'm not quite sure. That sneaks in a little bit on that rough on the left.
Yeah, you could just barely see it come in there.
This should hit the gap pretty well.
Yeah,
finds himself on the outside of that rough on the right.
Yeah, a little lower, and he might have hit the center of the fairway there and skipped up, but I think he'll be pretty happy.
I love the late flip.
Yeah, if there was a little more left out of his hand, that had a chance to get way down there. But hey, middle of the fairway, pretty good on this one.
Pretty tough position here for James. Kind of really just electing to go right through the woods, and he does.
Yeah, huge jump putt, really. Got a lot of power on that.
Nice touchy approach from Brock.
Keeping it close to the basket, stress-free.
Can you do it? Oh. Good line. Just a little high.
Let's see if Alan can put this in. Not quite enough. Hear him slap his leg there. I think he's starting to realize that he's probably not in it for the win unless something goes wrong with James.
I mean, James is in full attack mode right now.
Yeah, it's with a 2-stroke lead over Brock, it's it's in his hands at this point.
Yeah, 2/3 through the round. Hole 14, 800-foot par 4. Pretty level shot overall off the tee. Your second is where you work uphill. Basically just want to push as far and in the center as possible. OB all along the left side, no OB on the right. So if you happen to turn something over, you can still keep it alive.
This is a pretty big shot for James, but it's maybe too far right to put him in great position for the birdie. He's got a lot of power, so we'll see what he can do.
Unfortunately, that wasn't quite high enough from Allen to kind of really get the full flight out of it.
Yeah, we saw in hole 10, he definitely has the power to birdie this hole, but
yeah, I just think the angle might just have been off a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Adam showing how big his forehand is. That's a crush.
And we know how Brock can play this one. He actually turned you on the catch cam in round 2, so he's really trying to go for it again.
Not today.
Not quite. Just kind of more of a look to your left instead of a full turnaround, but
I did step back about 15 feet.
oh, so he would have had it again.
He would have had it again, but I knew what I was up against this time.
Not today.
And Allen putting it up there should make for an easy enough approach.
You had made a comment earlier in the event about like forehanding uphill.
Yeah.
And how that's kind of like a tough feat. And we're seeing Adam pretty successfully fight himself uphill with that forehand. So it really just shows it's a testament to the power he has on that shot.
Yeah, he overturned it slightly, but, he got past the out of bounds, so it shouldn't be too hard for him. And Brock almost landing in exactly the same spot as yesterday, but ticks the tree this time. Leaves himself 20 feet.
I thought that was going to hit the tree too.
Yeah.
Maybe kick right.
Just a perfect forehand.
Little chip shot.
Yeah, Anheuser to flat. Ooh, that had some pace on it.
Yeah, I don't know really if there was much you could do about that. That branch was perfectly in the way as we see Brock card his birdie.
Yeah, great birdie. Yeah, it seemed like James didn't have great footing, so it was kind of hard for him to get that putt any lower, but he was going for it.
Yeah, maybe that's why he put a little bit more move on it to fight through the branch.
Could be. Nice putt for par there. He loves to flip the disc and, spin it around in his finger. Allen's got some swagger on the green.
It's like his own personal fidget spinner or something.
Yeah. And Brock gets one back on James. 1-stroke game.
All right, hole 15, 567, par 4. The name of the game really is to just kind of beat all of these trees and land somewhere around where the drone is now. And then with your approach, you can really kind of fire one off into this hillside. Not a huge amount of danger if you're smart. Because obviously if you catch edge, you could roll.
Oh.
And that's a very unfortunate misstep.
Yeah, bad kick. I don't think he really wants to flip up his forehand here. You're not really going for the distance
right. Yeah,
on this shot.
It's very much a placement shot.
Yeah. This is more what you want.
I also really like how the tee pad is not pointing in the direction of where the pin is. So you have to be mindful about the shape of this hole a little bit more.
Yeah.
Which I don't think, not a lot of courses take that into consideration. And I think that just adds an extra element to the design.
Mm-hmm. Adam doing what we expect with the forehand.
Keep pushing.
Oh.
That is rough. That is very rough. That'll be jail.
Yeah, he needs a really good recovery to save his par there, especially because James is in pretty good position. Allen doesn't like this one.
Yeah, not really the stability he was hoping for, but does find a way.
Yeah, kicks out to circle's edge. Yeah, James with just an easy hyzer.
Oh, baby. Bullseye's edge.
Yeah, so he's definitely getting at least one on Brock. We'll see if Brock can get out of the rough here, save his par.
Look how jailed off that is. That's very rough. And does not make it out.
No. He's going to have a tough look for his par.
Yeah, probably only advanced 6 feet.
Oof.
But advances to like the only window in that whole bush. So at least there's that.
Yeah, and he kind of had that same putt that he had on 12, where it was just not much of anything. Adam with his nice birdie there, 4 under for the round. Really not too shabby. Brock with the bogey. And with James picking up a birdie here, it's really his tournament to lose. And I got to say, you can lose the tournament on 17 and 18. We saw that last year.
All right, hole 16, 396-foot par 3. One of my favorite holes, actually. I think it's just because it's so straightforward and watching people just lace a line like we saw Allen pin it on round 1.
Ooh, James
kind of pulled that a little bit.
Yeah, leaving the door open for Brock.
I really like this if it was just a tad bit lower.
Oh, just like an inch lower. That really looked like it was going to make it under.
And then with the flare that it probably would have had.
Yeah.
Keep it. Yeah, just not quite what we saw from Allen before.
Yeah, honestly, if that was just a little farther, that was probably taking a skip. Just kind of hit the hillside a bit.
Oh, no. Brock, you had the opportunity. Now you left it short.
Can't really give it a run from there.
No, but you can't do much better than that.
Yeah.
Allen can run it. Just a little low and right. Okay, that's not actually as bad as I thought it was. He actually had an opening. He was on the better side of it.
Kind of a pitch putt out there.
All right, sit down.
Everyone cleaning up their pars on this hole. Most of the time you expect one birdie for this one, but
yeah, it's a little surprising.
I bet 4 pars isn't too rare on this one either.
But for lead card?
All
right, the 17th. Quite a daunting one. 755 feet. And a par 4 OB all along that left side. And it bubbles in, so it's pretty narrow off the tee. Then you fight back uphill for the green as well. A lot of rough on the right side, and there is a road that is OB as well. That doesn't really come into play, but we did see that slope on the right side come into play. You don't really want to be there based on just the footing alone. You don't really get the ability to have as much power as you need when you don't have that even stance. So really the ideal spot is kind of just in the middle, like anywhere in that middle area, but maybe up another 80 feet from where Adam was.
Yeah, it could be. I think you can still get up there from where he landed. You don't want to be anywhere shorter of where Adam ended up.
Yeah, I was just referring to more of like the placement, not necessarily the distance.
Yeah. James, when he threw his drive, it kind of looked like it was a little too high, and it just got that late flip, even with all that nose up, you know, with the high launch angle and everything, and he stayed safe. Everyone throwing pretty good shots here.
Yeah, maybe a little overdone on that one, leaking into the rough on that left side.
Yeah, easy mistake to make throwing the forehand. You really don't want to let it stall out and finish right.
What a great approach from Allen. Going the hyzer route, we see a lot of people collecting this tree.
Yeah, I would guess that he pulled that a little bit. He probably wasn't trying to go that far right. And Brock with the turnover. He likes that turnover approach, and it's been working for him pretty well.
Dude.
Oh, it just like hits that branch dead on. Doesn't kick at all, just drops.
That's a real bummer.
Yeah.
So we're just going to see a little chip up here.
Yeah,
I like Adam's pace of play. I think he knows what he can throw. Doesn't overthink things.
That might have been the shortest missed putt we had seen from James.
Yeah, to be fair, not ideal positioning.
Yeah, edge of circle, in the rough, slightly uphill, straddle putt.
Yeah, it was kind of a mix of things.
Yeah, but he's able to hold on to a two-stroke lead. But it's very easy for one person to bogey and one person to birdie. Mm-hmm. Well, not easy for a birdie, but we saw Brock do it yesterday.
It's not unfathomable.
Yeah.
And Brock says you don't have to see the disc going into the basket. All right, we're here, folks, on the 18th, 660-foot par 4, uphill off the tee, tight gap to make very quickly. OB all along that left side and right side, and then this horseshoe into the actual green, surrounded by OB as well. A lot of danger. Yeah. Allen going forehand. Really close shave on that right side and narrowly missing the OB.
Brock has a chance to put a lot of pressure on James here.
Keep turning.
Oh, just like an early release. A little higher, a little righter. Just. Oh,
I think James is doing the same thing.
Oh. Okay. So it's not over. But, you know, I bet Brock was feeling a certain way after seeing James also go out. Like, oh, that could have been my chance already. Now he kind of has to hope for another one of those from James. But he puts himself in position to throw in for the par.
That was a really good looking shot.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. I would have thought that
that's a great shot from James.
Brock went out a little ahead of where James just threw from.
Well, I think it's
that
because
angle is a little weird, I guess.
James faded out, whereas Brock kind of went into OB almost immediately and was like turned over and almost came back in. So they probably just based it off the flight of the disc. And Adam with a nice approach, chopping this hole up nicely. And James lays up. So Brock does have the chance to throw it in for par.
From like a strategy standpoint, I think that was pretty good because it's putting a lot of pressure on Brock here then.
Yeah. And he doesn't do it, so this is the layup, and he has that tap in for the win. Of course, we got Adam finishing with a nice par. And it looks like we're going to have the same from Allen here. Nice finish. 7 under round for Allen, which is going to be the same round that James shoots. Of course, he lays up for his par. Or not for his par, but for his double, which will be enough to win. Brock going OB, getting that bogey. But congratulations to James Collier.
Little sigh of relief. Well, there you have it, folks. Take one last look here at the Final 9 standings. Blemish free for Allen on the back.
Yeah, he really had a good
to see
round.
him pick it back up.
Solo third.
Yeah, that's phenomenal for 15-year-old here. So new up-and-comer.
Is he?
Yeah.
I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah, so thanks again for watching, everyone. This has been a really fun event. We're always happy to be a part of it here at the Toboggan course. If you'd like to consider helping support making this coverage possible, head over to patreon.com/gatekeepermedia. We'll see you on the next event.
Thanks for watching.